Glory from above. May your heart forever
on YouTube. Wanted to fix the video. Going live now on YouTube. Honest Johnson, as well as 3 o'clock hour. This broadcast on Spirit and Truth is grounded on. It's grounded on. It's grounded on where you at today, right? Personal development, growth, so self-empowerment. You know, is what is it gonna take for you to get something new out of you, right? As you can see, sometimes with I have to deal with me. And before I blame one of you or anybody, just everybody, and I believe we have to do. Sometimes the toxic person. Sometimes we might, but we try to take everybody to levels that they're not able to go to. We try to take people to depth that they cannot go, right? Me, myself, personally, I am a deep sea swimmer. That means I don't always try to go up. Sometimes I have to go down, right? In order to be released, we have to go down sometimes, right? I think that everything we build up, at some point, we have to trade that work in. When you accomplish something in life, be prepared to get a grade. And once you get a grade, you have to move on to something else. This goes throughout anything that makes up your life right now. So let me just start over. This is the Rude Awakening. It takes place in the 3 o'clock hour. It's built on personal development, it's built on personal growth, and it's built on self-empowerment. I like to always challenge those individuals that come around me to always level up, to push further. But sometimes pushing further can be very difficult because you have to let go of where you was and establish a new point, a new height, right? There has to be a goal. There has to be something else that you desire to have. A lot of us, we accomplish things. And once we accomplish those things, we either stop striving for something different. Some of us, we just so tired, right? We just so tired of the day to day that they consist of until you in it. Well, at least that's my position and my role. But as a leader in the community that I serve in, I always want to be authentic. I always, everybody's not going with you and everybody can't handle you. Sometimes you guys, you can spot a flower growing out the concrete, and we see something and we like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take this. I want this. And we remove it from its environment. So we don't provide it with the sunlight it needs alone. God would have provided for that flower like he has always. What am I saying? I like to do metaphors sometimes. Sometimes I want you to just stop and release all the things that's going on around you. Sometimes you have to take your mind off of what you're trying to do, who done hurt you, what you want from somebody else, right? Expectations and what you want is two different things, right? When you expect something, that's because you put the work in. When you work for what you work for, you are expecting a paycheck. You don't come into your job, you don't get a new job and say, come on, y'all, let's go deeper. You don't get a new job or start a job. You start working, you saying 2 weeks. And then on top of that, you had to work another 2 weeks just to get a paycheck for 2 weeks, which means that you You had to give a service. You had to render something, or you was able to expect something back in return. Okay, now you guys, you might be getting lost on me, but I'm not lost at this moment. Watch this. We like more from other individuals. Come on now. We want them to do everything that they're not capable of doing, but we still expect. Is this not wise area? This the Mighty Monday meltdown. I get frustrated in this with the benefit of the doubt, right? That means expectations on you now, right? They expect you to carry yourself, to be the example for them. And when you fail at, y'all, listen at that. When you fail at being you, how do you fail at being you? Is someone else have this false illusion of what they expect out of you, right? As if they gave anything to you. Sometimes we put expectations, Chris, on other people, and the reverse side of that is people put expectations on you, right? And I'm here to let you know and to challenge you and just give you a simple brick to go with your foundation of ownership. The only time you can expect something is when you do the work. Don't expect me to entertain you. I'm not here for that, right? I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to do anything, right? I'm here for me. And in the process of being here for me, I will hope that will be what draws you on so you can get some work for yourself. Now, as far as what you think about me or what you think about anybody that participate in this community or come on this broadcast, that's between you and that individual. And I'm sure one of you shouldn't be thinking, right? Anything. People are not just damaged by relationships. People are not just damaged by relationships. Some people are damaged by bad business transaction, by bad parents, by education. Right? There's many different types of abuse that people are going, and why you have to. The community, we always feel like, from a spiritual, this is what we're supposed to do, right? Nothing that you're supposed to do. You can do what it is to do. So let's go deeper. Let's crack this thing open. Let me give you the rude awakening. Let me give you something that's going to help cleanse your thought, but also will challenge your thought. And that is, I love to use scriptures, but unfortunately for many of us, scriptures has become very difficult to process because there's always been somebody drilling unconsciously, right, into your mind, putting stuff there that you really not looking at things the way it was meant to be interpreted, right? So we look for interpreters, but no one was looking for an interpreter when it came down to love. No one is looking for an interpreter when it comes down to, any other thing that you attempt to do, because we like to go out as people, right? Human beings, and we like to discover stuff on our own. I was driving down the street. I said, wow, if I had a flat, he'd go a tire shop. If I wanted some alcohol or a drink, he'd go a liquor store. If I wanted to go to the cleaners and have my clothes, and he goes to the cleaners, right? And I drove down. If I wanted some chicken, here's the chicken store. If I wanted something from Dollar Tree, here's the Dollar Tree store. And I'm right. Everything, I'm driving down this street, Stony Island, and I'm looking and I'm saying anything that I have is right in front of me, right? But the message that I'm thinking of at this time is, what is it that I desire for myself? I spend most of my time on inner concepts, inner peace, right? On trying to make sure that my physical self is operating properly. My mind stays balanced. I do a hell of a lot to make sure that I'm accountable for the people that I need to come on here and be accountable to. I know you guys make a lot of growth, and I know that it's a lot of things that you're experiencing outside in the world, because I get it all the time. It comes with it, right? I want to really just bust down this thing. It was dealing with Jesus Christ and Martha and Mary, different way that we need to interpret some things. Some of us, right, we're so put out here as an individual, that every last one of you are different based on your experience, based on your teaching, based on your upbringing. Everybody didn't have your mama as their overseer. Everybody didn't have your cousin as their cousin. Everybody didn't go to the same school. Everybody didn't date the same individual. What am I saying? You have to put all the attention back on you if you expect to make some adjustments in your life right now. Some of us, I am hurt right now. I'm hurting because I know not only myself, but I know some people as well, and we have got drugged through life. Still get drugged through life. People listen to people, and somehow our mind is the fight, because our mind want to serve people, right? But your mind needs to be serving you. Your mind want to serve people that's not even serving you. We can find, I never understood this, right? I never understood this. Don't think I ever wanted to. Is why do people spend so much time trying to find the wrong in you? Why is there always a problem when it comes down to their life? And you know what? It's always the one that showed up is the one that they're trying to blame, right? Is either you want to cut me or stab me. People don't want to know, people don't want to know what's going on with you. They don't want to know how you feel. They want to know what you're doing, right? They don't want to know what you're dealing with. They what you're doing. They don't want to know how you feel or what's going on with. They want to know what you're doing, right? What you're doing right now in your life. And it's just, how do you give a whole? Unfortunately, for many of us, our battle to you before this year even started, and I clearly said to you, what you doing? I spoke to you, and I told you guys, this is the year of being seen. And you're also going to see your strength. It's for you to see, right? I was talked about scriptures a little bit earlier, and I was served, right? Which is why I'm breaking this thing down this particular way. It says, pick whether you're going to serve faith, what you have faith. Are you going to serve happy thoughts, love, right? Being victims? Are you going to be the victim, or you? If the scriptures says how your life plays out. For many of us, we have given our choices away in the past. We understand that. I don't look to go all the way back to when I started this broadcast. So it's direction, but I have to remind some people on here on why we're here. I have to remind a two or few, maybe three or four of why we here, right? Why we here. As a man think it in his heart, so as he. What does that mean? It means you think of what you desire to have in life, and eventually it will create it, whatever it is you desire to have. Many of us design and we create what we do not want because that's all we have seen, right? And when we see someone that's doing something different, when we see somebody that's elevating from one position, I might have signed up for this class with you, but I kept coming and you stopped going. And now I'm the supervisor, or now I'm the lead, or now everybody knows me. And when you come back, don't nobody know you. And now everybody want to be around me, right? And I got this new position. Now there's some bad energy. You see, we can show up in the same place, but I need for many of us to understand what it's going to take in order to shift atmosphere, right? We got to have some adult conversations. We have to bring some things to the forefront. This is the wrong time to sit here and be silent and act like you afraid to lose some people, right? Unfortunately, it's all about our delivery. It's how we make the connection at this point. There's nothing like sitting down and let's talk about it. I'm pretty sure I can go down this broadcast, right? And I can tell you a few people, if not all, they're not really for drama. They're really not for games. They're really going on and they need to focus. Unfortunately, when you need to stay focused on something, there's going to always be a distraction from things that's going on that don't play fair. But the devil is not a red little man with a little pitchfork and a little tail. The devil is not the one who harmed you or shamed you when you were stuck in your ignorance. The devil is your old conscious way of thinking, your old subconscious way of thinking, old thoughts, things you used to entertain. Them voices is still there. You can do it without even knowing you doing it. Some of you do things just because you just always done it, and now that you're getting older, now that you're maturing, now that you getting down in life where your focus is becoming more, your picture is becoming more clear now, right? You notice some other things about yourself. Well, let me just be honest with me again. I just don't know how to get around myself right now. Today, I'm just really dealing with me, and I have to deal with me in front of you. So this is like a public crucifixion, okay? There's some things about me that gets on my nerves. I mean, it really bothers me how I trust people. It bothers me how I just allow people to just come and be them, because I feel deep down in my heart and where I'm going, there's so much more that I'm after in life that I'm willing to sacrifice this a little bit to get where I'm going right now. I'm willing to deal with a little foolery, right? I'm willing to deal with some stuff that's going on around me. And people be, they be ready to buck up, and I be like, no, don't buck up, don't do anything. Just relax, calm down, let it be. I have a lot at stake right now. I have a lot going on in my life. I have a lot of things that I deal with, a lot of stuff you guys know nothing about, just like with some of you. Some people fighting wars behind the scenes, which will be me. I'm fighting stuff behind the scenes. Some of you, you're fighting body issues. You fighting financial issues. You fighting parenting issues. You fighting, mental issues, right? Emotional issues, right? Parenting. This is a behind the scenes job, and yet trying to put makeup on and trying to, get yourself in front of people and just start smiling. Sometimes the smile don't line up with exactly what it is that's really, sometimes what you're going through, it bleeds through that little smile, right? Sometimes people call me and be like, I can tell something going on with you. I'm like, how you know something going on with me? They were like, I can hear it in your voice, right? And I'm like, and I don't really want nobody to know this, though. I don't want nobody to know, that I'm carrying that type of more power than I have over my situation, right? So let's continue to press forward, and let's continue to push right now. 9/11, I want to find out if this scripture can help us. And then I'll flip the script, do a little prayer, get up off this broadcast, and tell you about the skate jam that I have tomorrow going on, you guys. I got the people that's on my team that I work closely with, work very hard to put together this, I would love to say, mental health 90s skate jam at Linwood. The time is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. There is some tickets that you guys can actually win if you go to the business page, and if you share the I Am My Life Coach business page, then the first 10 people, you can receive a free ticket, which means you bring somebody. I don't want to be in here with like 8 people, okay? We want to bring somebody with you. Right? And I'm not saying bringing somebody where, for many of us, it's an opportunity. Right. This is not going to be a get up and this is our meet and greet, hook up, have some fun. But this is not the sit down, lock hands, you guys. And, I just know God always going to bless everything that we do. Anything we put our hand on, I believe he's going to prosper it. I think he's going to grow it. Right. Prosperity is to develop and grow. But what happens is we need to manage what's growing. Right. You don't let the hair under your arms just grow out of control. You let any area on your body and just keep growing. No, you try to stop to it. What happened to your cut? Hold on for a second. This is my face, okay? This is my face. If you don't like it, another face to look at. What am I saying? I cannot guess what I'm doing, and I don't recommend you second guess in what you're doing. We have escape thing tomorrow, you guys. Arrive there early. It's going to be a great time. Again, if you go to the business page, I'm sure someone's going to post something up in regards to that. I realize I have some things is missing, and I don't have a problem with giving you those. I how I received it. I give it in love because God gave it to me in love. But when I get what I get back from some people, sometimes it's not a matter of them giving me anything. It's just I can have peace with conversating with some individuals, knowing that there's no hidden agenda or that nobody's gain in areas they shouldn't be trying to gain in. God will provide for all of us. I believe, unfortunately, it's not what we believe that this we used to believe, right? And what other people believe, right? Right? I respect because the things that I have accomplished. So I expect respect. Also recognize that I'm looking for. I feel like, you're consistent. I feel like, you can, make time, hold up, what they want, right? So you want to be able to go at things, but if you ain't working to do the things for us right now, you guys, is that you just got to remind yourself, right? You have to remind yourself. Anything else, just remind yourself what this broadcast is about. And that's what keeps you here. That's what keeps you here. That's what allows to tell you what to do. You need to find out why you can't tell yourself what to do. Some people, others have more authority over you than you. And I find that to be a problem. I found it to be a problem for me. And that was one of the reasons why, again, I am my life coach was developed so that I can get down to the core of this thing called life, the why things. I see if I put this scripture open for us real quick, you guys. I thank you for your time. This one, again, I went through a lot to get here, and I don't feel like what I had to go through just to be here on this broadcast. So let's set this up. Let me set this up. So we had John 11, right? I wanted to give you this. And again, I already laid the foundation out so that you can see how I want you to view this as I begin to read this to you, right? Lazarus is dead. Jesus' disciples, he spoke to them. I'm closing this up, you guys. Jesus' disciple reminded him, why would you go to places that people tried to kill you? Jesus was the Son of Man at this time, but he had a higher idea, right? He had an idea just like many of you. We have ideas, but we still have to work the ideas that we have. This is just different, right? For many years, you have heard, well, let me not talk about you. Let me talk about me. Many years, I have heard, this is when I'm telling you how ignorant I have been and how stupid I have been and how dumb I have been when it comes down to the way I chose to read the Bible, right? People, say he's Alpha and Omega, right? He's Alpha and Omega, right? He's God. He said that, he knew he's and Omega, and we in church, and I'm wherever I'm at, and I'm thinking, and I would tell somebody else, God is Alpha and Omega, right? Because I heard someone say, I'm saying with expectation, when you expect something, you actually do the work. Voice, I don't push. This is not the motivational speaker. This is a self-help teacher right now. This is not self-empowerment, right? I called myself early on a power coach because I know I needed hit to power me and to get me up and start running, right? A certain voice, right? A voice of instruction. Well, today, I'm a little more subtle. So this is like a self-help teachers, right? Alpha and no Omega. That's the beginning, and that means the end, right? And the end. Is this not the same as you start and you finish, right? Whatever you start is you have to finish, right? When you have an idea, it's not the idea a thought like this is what I would love to see happen. Okay, my eyes open up, and now I have to work towards making that idea come in into reality to match the change what I'm in. See, we forever changing, right? He knew the end in the beginning, right? The end in the beginning. What does that mean? That really means that when you have an idea of what you want to see take place in your life, you get excited, right? You get excited because some of us, we get excited because the weekend comes. Ooh, weekend, well, I can't wait till this weekend. Yes, it's Tuesday or it's Monday, but later, right? Others, when you find out, you know what, I'm getting a new car or I'm getting something, I'm getting a raise, right? You haven't received the raise, but you have a feeling that's taking place right in the now. Choose what you will serve, right? See, you have an idea of what's going to happen and you believe that this idea is going to take place. So it's safe to say that I can get happy right now. I can get happy because I feel myself like, man, I've been on this loan to get approved. I've been waiting for them to give me a raise. I've been waiting to make this new transition. I just received word that this is about to happen. I'm so excited right now. Do you see how my face is changing now? Because I'm speaking life in a situation and I'm thinking is creating this feeling emotionally inside of me that's allowing my situation to change right before your eyes. My voice is changing. This that I'm saying is changing. My view is changing. Why does it change? Because I'm overriding my mind. I'm overriding my conditions. I'm overriding where I'm at. But sometimes some people will be in the right direction, but you don't allow that direction to continue to manifest on this time. What happens is you jump in and do you, and now you mess up, and now it connects to you now. And now you're finding all the wrong pieces now. Now you're your death sentence, you serving sickness now, and that's what creating more sickness, right? Sickness only can happen in one area at a time, and once it hit that area, it moves on to another area, or someone calls and says that because you done took on that area and that moves on to another area, and you just done grounded your plane because you have allowed something to come and manipulate where you was going, and now you back to where it is you don't want to be. What am I saying? I'm teaching right now. What am I teaching you? I'm teaching you. For a long time, I heard somebody running around saying he knew the end. It says in the scriptures, he knew the end in the beginning. If I told you everything you do, you should have an idea of what the end should look like. But what happens is you have an idea of what you desire to have the end to look like, but you put expectations on the end and put no expectations on the beginning. You don't put no expectations on what it's going to take to get to the end. You don't just run a 10K race and you ain't practiced not one time. You ain't practiced your breathing. You ain't practiced, weight training and eating management, dieting. You have not got yourself the type of substance you even need in order to endure the race. What am I saying? A lot of times, you guys, we allow what we see on the outside to dictate what we can do, and the inside is empty, right? Empty, meaning it's not in the best condition. It's not in the condition that even run the race, to even accomplish anything, right? I just taught something there, and I don't know if y'all got that, but I did the best I could just to make sure that you guys understand you house your ideas, right? If you have an idea, that idea came from God. It didn't come from anyone else, unless you allow somebody to give you an idea that's the dumbest thing in the world, which we have done this. So don't act like you don't have people. People don't come in your life and say, hey, can we talk for a minute? Hey, I was wondering, what do you think about this? Don't act like you don't go running through social media, which is the most important planet right now, that you skip through. Everybody got a quick quote and on to the next one. No work behind the quote. That quote that has not manifested in your life. If you are out on a day-to-day basis, you probably what you posted yesterday, because it has not taken any root in your life. And if it did take a root in your life, you forgot to water it. So when it comes to I Am My Life Coach, we've been watering I Am My Life Coach. Better yet, Adonis been watering I Am My Life Coach 2018. and 14, 15, right? I've been watering this and I have not got away from this. And in my watering the Invisible Crown Army, Rude Awakening, not only in my watering this, it has birth fruits. It has birth branches. Some of you guys are those branches. Chris is a branch to that tree that has branched off and created more branches, but it's still connected to where did she get her grounding from, right? Nicole, she is a part of the tree, the Invisible Crown, I Am My Life Coach tree, ownership, right? But she has branched off and there's other things that connects to her, right? But she still has to connect to what she connects to because that was part of the birthing. That was part of the newness. What am I saying to you guys? Different branches is branching off. Come on, Felicia. But at the end, you will have your own branches, right? But you always have to constantly remind yourself, what did God you was comfortable with? States it allows you to speak for you, still being a Christian, still being a Muslim, still being whatever faith base that you chose to be. It still allows you, and that's what's important right now. So the disciples reminded Jesus, right? Hey, why would you go back? My brothers, I sleep, right? So the other disciples decide, hey, I'm rolling with you. I hope you guys will roll with me like I'm rolling with you. Okay, so watch this. He gets here and Martha runs out to Jesus, and notice Lazarus gets dead. Here's the scenario, rude awakening. It took for him to die in order for Martha to with Jesus. If Jesus would have never came, if Lazarus would have never died, Jesus would have never been summoned, right? Some areas in your life is dying. When that area dies, Christ is on his way to get you. He's not coming to you, Felicia. He's coming through somebody else for you, Felicia. So when you die in an area, Christ is being released. But the crazy part about this thing is that who is he being released through? How he coming? We don't know, right? When he coming? We don't know. But somewhere deep down inside of you, you can change your situation by saying, but I know he's coming. I know he's, because he done came many times before. The last time he showed up in your life, you didn't know how he was coming. The time before that, you didn't know how he was coming. The time before that, you didn't know how he was coming. Every situation you got yourself into, God got you out of. Everything in your life started with an idea and he closed it out with a finish. He was the Alpha, gave you an idea. I want you to get you a new house. You're like, you know what? I decided I'm going to get me a new house. Boom. Then you end up with the house. To God be the glory. He finished it. He was the Alpha and the Omega. Today, if you could sit here and tell yourself, you know what? I think I want this today. Right? That's an option right there. That's an option. That's a privilege, right? Some people don't have those options. Some people don't have those privileges, right? To sit here and say any, many, money, mo. Well, at least I do. I have any, many, money, mo, and I got every other name you could possibly imagine. But dealing with me sometimes is the problem because I know I'm good for myself, but I also know how to mess up some for myself, right? And sometimes I hear what I shouldn't be hearing. Sometimes distracts me. Let's get on back to this. Martha, rude awakening. Rude awakening. She says, let me find it. She says in verse this John 11, right? I gotta close this, you guys. The Spirit had put this on me, and I left this open last week, right? So verse 21, Lord, Martha said, Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Now notice, Jesus already just forgiven Mary, the sister, of her sins. So that means she knows better. He said her love, her great love. What is love? Love is freedom. Freedom to be what? To express the God in you. Freedom to express the God in you. freedom to express the God in you. If God is in you, then you should have freedom to express yourself. But if you put God in a building, you put God in a book somewhere or whatever, least you can do is read that book nonstop. If you knew God was in that book, you'll probably be reading that book right now. You probably would never stop reading that book until you understand who God is, what God is, why God is. So you should be in that book. But some of us, if God is in that book, then why you not still reading that book right now? How can you put God to the side and go live your day or go out and eat Wendy's or go out and go to dinner or go out somewhere else if God is in the book, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying obviously that the book is used to help you because God is in you. And if God is in you, then you can always look at the book to help reference the God that's in you, that's trying to work with you to get something through, to you, right? So you can manifest the desires of your heart, right? So listen to this. So he said, my brother would have never died. The brother has died. This is this. But I know, you see this? She's overriding. I know that even now, where's the power? The power is in your now. You see, sometimes misery loves company. And unfortunately, you guys, some of us have heart that we will let somebody cry a river on us right now. We will let somebody just pull us and we will be listening, because we want God to use us now because we recognize that, man, you know what we desire for somebody to do back then, they never done. And so now we don't want to others what was done to us. But I'm telling you, we have to be very, very careful in this area. At least I do at this point, because I realize people know how to cry. People know how to fake a situation. People know how to fake love. People know how to fake hurt. People know how to fake everything. And you sitting here and you know why they're doing this? They are doing this to see if you are who you say you are. And that is to validate. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? Why would they waste time to see who you are? Right? To see who you are. Watch this. She says, let's say Martha was faking. She says, but I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask. Let's just say she faking. This is Jesus, verse 23. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. Adonis will rise again. Many of you will rise again, right? Everybody got to go down for a season, or for a period of time. When you go down, it's only for maintenance. When you go down, it's only to brush some things off, to catch your breath, to renew yourself, to restart yourself. When you go down, you're going to pull back for a second. So you can see, that's a time. We take a time out on Sunday downs in the 7 o'clock hour. Let's just take a time out. Let's just pull back, right? Because to rise is to go up, right? To decrease is to come down, right? To release, right? Watch this. Martha answered, I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day, right? Notice that might be because she was reading the scriptures. That's because she read in the book on the resurrection, Jesus is going to rise again on third day, Easter. He died on one day, woes on the next day, right? The resurrection. Here's Jesus. This is not the book right now, Felicia talking. This is Jesus talking. She said what she read in the book. I know, what is knowledge? Knowledge is information. I know that he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day, right? We're going to see our parents again that done crossed over. We're going to see the, people that done went on. I'm going to see my son and my grandmother and all these people. Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. Believe in me is the higher idea. Believe in me is the idea that God can do more exceedingly and whatever I can ask for. The believe in me is knowing is not over. Believe in me meaning I know I can draw on to me in anything I deal with. I don't have to release it. All I have to do is believe. Some of you, the reason why things is dying in your care is because you are mismanaging it. You're not handling what God is giving you, and you are not bringing life into something you are connected to. Isn't that amazing that you can breathe life into your future? You can breathe life into where you're going. But some of us, we are frustrated, mad, and angry, and we choose to serve that frustration, mad, and angry because we're tired of people talking to us any kind of way. We're tired of sitting here allowing people to walk all over us. We tired of sitting here, people thinking I'm used. I'm ready to do. We had this talk before, and God smacked fire from you. Didn't he not sit many people down? At least he said, I'm gonna sit here and let people use me. I'm not gonna keep on. That's the wrong type of motivation. Do you hear me? That is the wrong. It said encourage yourself in the. Come on, Felicia. It said encourage yourself. Pick who you gonna serve. Are you gonna serve the devil's lie and what he's telling you, or you gonna serve God and what God is telling you? Because there's two voices going on. What the devil telling you that you can't do, and what God telling you you can do. But look. Let me see what the devil look like, right? Let me show you what the devil, and I'm gonna be done. When you say or heard somebody say, I, Adonis Johnson, can do, that means anything I put my mind through, anything, right? Through who can do all things. All things mean all things. But the moment you says what you not doing or what you can't do, or what I choose not to do. That, my friend, is the devil speaking. The devil is speaking, telling you, but the other side of you says, I can do all things. So you got one side says, I can, I'm saying, you have to are serving Jesus, which will be Christ, which is higher self that connects you to the Father, or are you serving lower self, which is your own ability? Basically, you are tired, access, but yet you only have this access because that's how you was programmed. Who programmed you this way? Unconsciously, this person, not how somebody else think, because others don't. You don't even think for yourself. So the question is, why you think for yourself? And then get mad when somebody else make a decision for themselves. You should be clapping that somebody made a decision to leave you alone. So I'm grateful for any and everybody that choose to walk away and lead this little walk, this little mission. Trust and believe me, my was already done the moment I started. I clearly said years ago, this is like a train. I'm the conductor. Choo choo, get on. But know that God has another conductor that's going to be on this train. But don't be on this train to learn from me. And then God gives you your own train to be the conductor of. And now it's time for you to lead people. And you need somebody to reference, because this is nothing but a reference check. And when you need a reference check, that means the things that's required out of you in order to be you and to continue to maintain your position, maintain your sanity, to make sure you keep everything in alignment, right? So that you can not only make life look easy for us, it just means you don't look like what you've been going through. That just means that will branch out, and they will do more things that will branch out, that will branch out. Right? So listen to this. I'm almost done. I think it's coming now. I want to pray, though. I got to pray because I need to close myself up for real, right? It says, even though they die, and stop right there. Whoever lives by believing that I, Adonis Johnson, higher self. So you go in church and people literally trying to tell you, help you how to think. So because no one can sit here and waste time trying to tell you that you really don't have what you think you got. You don't have what you think you got. You don't have what you think you got right now. You have more on this side than on that side. That's why he said, yours, right, on the other side, The other side meaning stop thinking you have it all and realize you don't have it all. And then it'll be on the other side and you can receive it all. is because you think you done allowed your outside and you don't learn how to do what other people are doing, and you ain't recognizing these little kids is 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, right? And you are 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. You see intelligence, right? But you don't have no intelligence. You don't want to use yours anyway. So it's almost like saying a person that knows how to read but do not read is as and it has no advantage over a person that don't know how to read at all. So let's go ahead and press. Represent parable, right? The parable that was used, the baptism that helps you recognize that, hey, you know what? I went in the water, I was cleansed, right? Because I said I believe, right? I believe in what? Higher self, right? Higher self thinking. Believe that you are. This is not what Peter said. So it doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. It doesn't matter. It will all come down to what you believe. And whatever you believe should give you what you desire. But when now things ain't working, that's maybe because there's some level